Tekken 3, man. So Tekken 3 on the original PlayStation. The game originally came out in 1997, I think, for arcade. It came out on arcade first, and then a year or two later came out on PlayStation. I spent a good portion of my childhood playing this game. I was very young when I played it, and it's it's pretty much the only fighting game I actually can still play and enjoy, purely from like a nostalgic point of view. And that's because I honestly, like today, for example, present day, I'm not really into fighting games. I can't really enjoy them. I don't really like them. I'm not very good at them. But I played Tekken when I was young, so Tekken kind of has that nostalgic value of it's the only game it's the only fighting game I can really enjoy and play for more than 5 minutes and be semi decent at it, like somewhat good. So just from that point of view, it's the only fighting game that I'm really into. And when a new Tekken game comes out, I'll come out and play it. But no other fighter I'll really ever take a look at. So Tekken 3 is a big game for me because I played the crap out of it. Now, in a nutshell, the story was, and again, you got to keep in mind, like, all this, it's very Japanese stuff, so don't, forgive me if I mispronounce somebody's name. Heihachi, the old guy, wants to take over the world. He, at some point, was like, okay, I'm not going to take over the world. But then he realizes that he goes to an excursion in Mexico and realizes there's this creature called Ogre, who's like the true fighting god, and he finds him. He wants to capture Ogre and use him to actually take over the world, because he's like, okay, well, if there's this Ogre guy, then I definitely want to go ahead and take over the world, even though I just didn't want to, but now I do. And then it's, you got the Tekken Iron Fist Tournament 3 that starts to happen. All the fighters around the world start missing, and he's linked. All the fighters that are missing are linked to Ogre, and then I think Jin Kazama, he has the devil gene, so then he turns into Devil Jin right there. That's that little marking on his shoulder. And then he starts, like, I don't know, like killing people or something. I don't know, you gotta forgive me on the story aspect. I'm a little hazy on that. Now, you can see I chose Eddy Gordo right here for the arcade. Eddy Gordo's my man. I always play as Eddy. His fighting style is capoeira. I believe I pronounced that one correctly. But that's what Tekken's all about, and that's what a lot of fighting games are all about. Is you got all these different characters from all these different parts of the world, and they all are very unique. They have their own fighting style, and they have a really very deep history to them. You can look up wikis online and stuff, or even thumb through the manuals of these games, and they'll tell you, like, oh, they're this age, this is where they were born, this is what these are the foods they like, this is the fighting style they do. And the thing about most fighting games is they got such a deep, like, family system too. Tekken is totally rich with a sort of family aspect, and in fact, Eddy Gordo has a alternate costume, which is his brother. I forgot his brother's name, but he acts as an alternate costume for Eddy. So it's very deep, but that, at least, and again, I'm not into fighting games, so don't, maybe I'm not the kind of person to criticize it, but what kind of bothered me about most fighting games is you'd have this super deep story, but you only see it in, like, everything that's not the video game. You'd see it in the manual or comics or whatever kind of extra lore there is, but you'd only find it, the only extra lore you'd find in the actual game is at the end of the arcade mode, where you'd see, like, a little, cutscene story, what have you. Gon, you can see Gon right here, that little dragon guy. He was an extra unlockable character, kind of a secret character. I loved his one move. He basically farts in your face, and it doesn't do much damage, but it pretty much incapacitates the enemy player for a little bit. You can see I'm somewhat good with Eddy. I can certainly work with him a little bit. King is another fighter I loved, and I only loved him because of his mask. He looked so cool. And wrestling, too. I was into wrestling when I was a kid, so I always liked to use King a little bit. But I wasn't very good with King. And the thing is, I wasn't good at fighting games. Like I said, I was a very basic beginner, so I'm just not really good at the games. Back then and today, I'm still not good at them. In fact, I remember when I was playing Tekken 3, I would always get super pissed because I always lost to Law. and he would always do this like complete flip with his legs, and his legs would just knock me out, and he'd keep doing it over and over again, so the computer would just fucking rip me to shreds. And you can see I have the game set to, so I only need one victory, and it's set to easy because of course that's what I need. This is new footage I just recorded actually. I see I'm about to finish off Ogre, and we're gonna see Eddy Gordo's final cutscene, so you can see a little bit of his lore. And what was I gonna say? Oh, so I'm recording this video on my PS3, but I've got the original PlayStation disc. I know this game is on PSN and PAL territories, but I'm in America. This is my original PlayStation disc, and it does still work, and you know, I'm happy about that one, that my PlayStation disc still works. Hope the footage looks semi-decent, though. Looks somewhat bearable and good. I know I was thumbing through the footage a little bit, and it has like a lot of this tearing and this weird sort of lined texture to it. It looks all messed up and bizarre, but hopefully it doesn't look that bad. Now, Tekken 3 had a lot of extra modes. You could do a theater mode, so you could look at all the you know, stories you've unlocked. I think I would assume that, I don't remember if all the theater movies are unlocked for you or if you have to unlock them manually, but I have my old Tekken 3 save file, so when I reloaded it, I don't know if these are all open for you already or if I unlocked them that long ago, but you can see Gon's little video right here, a little, you know, he's just, you know, doing what dinosaur stuff, you know, what dinosaurs do, just cause mischief and run through forests and run over animals, and he's a pretty funny character. There's also another unlockable character that was secret, Dr. Boskanovich or something. I didn't have him unlocked. But I'm going to do Tekken Force Mode right here. Now, Tekken Force Mode is the kind of, like, side-scrolling, like, sort of, like, Streets of Rage sort of thing, like, for Tekken. Like, kind of a story mode, but not really. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm doing Kuma right here, so, yeah, like, yeah, you can see it's, like, side-scrolling. This was kind of, like, really easy, because most of the enemies are just like one-hit KOs, really, so you could just kind of spam like that kick right there. You get 2 seconds of extra time. What I really liked is when you, if you wanted to heal in Tekken Force Mode, you had to pick up food, and every time you pick up chicken, the narrator would go, "Chicken." So if I'm gonna pick it up, chicken. I always laugh whenever that happened. Tekken Force Mode was pretty fun. I think you have to beat Tekken Force Mode, and then you get the Doctor, which I guess I never beat because going through the menus I don't have him unlocked. And there's also Tekken Ball, so you the only way to score damage on your enemy is to either hit the ball while it's powered or just knock it into their goal. And you can see I'm working Julia with King right now. She's not really doing that great. We have a little bit of a volley going on coming up here. She gets me there. Gotta take her out. Anyway, guys, that's Tekken 3. Great PlayStation game, one of the classics. I can't believe I still have the disc, man. But it's the only fighter I can really enjoy, but I'm sure that I've got a lot of fighting game fans that also loved Tekken, so hope you enjoy the little throwback. Anyway, that's it for me, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.